So we've taken a rather elongated detour and headed to a tiny little village in Bavaria in Germany, or at least that's what it would seem like. We've got all the cobblestones behind, we've got the architecture which can resemble any European village, and St. Michael's Catholic Church behind me, which was built in 1934. We are of course still in Qingdao, in the old German part of town, but church is fantastic, and if you look up, the two spires can be seen from all over the city. So you made it up the steep hill of Zhongshanlu and arrived at your own little taste of Bavaria. If surreal is your thing, then don't miss this chance to witness this imposing edifice. To add to the surrealism is the fact that you're likely to be surrounded by a gang of brides and grooms-to-be. In total contrast to the superstitious Western view that it's bad luck to see the bride in her gown before the wedding, it's almost a must-do here in China. What you'll see is the pre-wedding photos being taken, and this cathedral, together with the more quiet beaches, are a prime wedding shoot location. Despite being badly damaged during the Cultural Revolution, when the crosses on each spire were torn down and subsequently rescued, the cathedral remains an active place of worship. Mass is held here every Sunday. You'll also be able to have a taste of Chinese entrepreneurship as vendors muster outside selling crucifixes and souvenirs. The weather in Qingdao is particularly pleasant for much of the year, thanks to the influence of its coastal setting next to the Yellow Sea. Its summer climate is warm and the winters are relatively mild, especially when compared to the more northerly cities in China. July and August tend to be the hottest months in Qingdao, though there's always the possibility of heavy showers coming down, as this time of the year is the monsoon period. It may interrupt your efforts to get that perfect tan, but on the top side, the city is quickly enshrouded in a very atmospheric mist. Hi, welcome to Qingdao's very own underwater world, home to a whole host of fascinating sea creatures hailing from such exotic locations as Australia, Singapore, and even South America, also just plucked from outside on the shores. However, the one thing I'm really looking forward to is a shark, which I've been told is worth over 500,000 RMB. Is Jaws coming out of retirement? No need to worry about the weather in this next place. Opened over 50 years ago, the Qingdao Underwater World consists of 4 main areas on both sides of the Leiyang Road, connected by an underground passage. Here you'll find the freshwater aquarium, the Marine Animal Performance Hall, the Biological Marine Specimens Hall, and the Jellyfish Dream Palace. The moving platform will take you through a tunnel in the aquarium itself and provide you with a spectacular 360-degree view of this aquatic delight. It's an all-in-one experience with live shows, near-perfect recreations of natural habitats, a museum, and a room full of all sorts of jellyfish. Can't think of anything else you could ask for. In the Marine Museum, you'll be able to ogle at almost 2,000 specimens of aquatic organisms. Accumulated in the course of 60 years, it is China's most comprehensive collection of marine specimens. Take your time with the Chinese sturgeon and giant salamander, amongst other things. If you're looking to pick up some fish of your own at a nearby market, you might be interested to know that something with the unlikely name of red parrot is the most popular pet fish in Qingdao. It's also the most readily available, especially before Chinese New Year, when Chinese people often buy aquariums for good luck. The rare, bright and colourful angel-like fish quite rightly has a nice seating area by it, so that you can sit there transfixed by their movements. They dim the lights outside, which puts the spotlight firmly on these heavenly creatures. So the underwater world was opened in 2003, and at the time, this was the largest tower of its kind in the whole world. Of course, as things are, it no longer is, but it's still in the top 5. When I say of its kind, I mean it's the world's largest single acrylic cylinder show tank. And just so we're not accused of withholding any more vital information, if you're a keen diver or simply want to give it a go, then Qingdao Underwater World is as good as any place to start. They'll give you a quick crash course in breathing techniques, and before you know it, you'll be wetsuited up, diving in and swimming amongst the sharks. But don't worry if you're a beginner or simply can't stop playing that song from Jaws in your head. A dedicated professional would accompany you the whole way if you need it. Although technically still part of Qingdao and linked by a high-speed motorway, Huangdao, literally meaning Yellow Island, is the place to come if you really are sun, sea and sand hunting. It's much cleaner than Qingdao's beaches thanks to constant supervision and a dedicated team, and also much quieter. This might be explained by its distance from Qingdao city centre. But the Huangdao Peninsula is counted as a district of Qingdao and makes up part of the Qingdao Economic and Technological Development Zone, which focuses on 4 key industries, namely high-tech, petrochemicals, processing and manufacturing, and services. It's Qingdao behind us, and we're on our way to Huangdao, which is the Yellow Island. It takes about 40 minutes. We've taken the slower boat. We're in no rush, really. And there's the quicker boat over there. 20 minutes it will take. So have a quick look. There one. So it's pretty clear that you're not taking a ferry away from Qingdao's beer and architecture for nothing. So what on earth could there be in Huangdao you can't get in Qingdao? The answer to that question is pretty simple. A higher quality of beach and a more developed tourism-centric approach to beaches. This place is custom made for you. Clean beaches, romantic promenades, clear signposting, and the most essential ingredient, that holiday feeling in the air. Being Huangdao's largest beach, the Golden Sand Beach offers travellers and beachcombers a golden sandy playground as far as the eye can see. Whatever your activity of choice by the sea, this is the perfect place. Tents and tables are available for rent by the hour, and there are dozens of kiosks with food, drinks, beach gear and souvenirs lining the seashore. I definitely recommend taking a day out of your busy schedule to visit Huangdao and its clean, quiet beaches. So on days like this, it's a perfect idea to come to Huangdao. It's very famous for its beach, but in particular for the sand on the beach, which is very, very thin and gold-coloured. In my experience, it's quite rare to find a quiet beach whose quality of sand is so high. But even if this isn't up to scratch for you, then you should head to the Silver Beach. It's located on the southern part of Huangdao's rustic coastline, just a few kilometers south of the Golden Sand Beach. There you'll discover a stretch of undeveloped sand offering a getaway from the crowds, where you can while away the afternoon with friends or family.
Right, let's go motorboating.
The great thing about this area of Qingdao is that it's full of secluded places to discover. Say you've taken a beach night under the stars, there's also many other places that are relaxing and quiet to study or just read a book. And you'll quickly notice that clean and newly developed places with very few people rarely remain that way for long, so enjoy them whilst you can. The sun is setting and the end of our trip is approaching. Qingdao is as much about beer as it is a vestige of times gone by. There's European architecture, a thriving industry. It's an Olympic city with seafood galore. It's culturally inspiring and many other things besides. Who would have thought that an inconspicuous little fishing village would end up bringing so much to so many? We should all raise a glass to that.
Cheers, Qingdao!
So airports can be the happiest and sometimes the saddest places, I find. Unfortunately for us, it's the latter, because that's all the time we've got left for today. I hope you've enjoyed our trip around Qingdao, discovering its history, its culture, and its fun side. I'm Mark Edwards, and I'll catch you very soon on another episode of Travelogue.